Next up, we got Ronaldinho. From football legend to bankrupt criminal. Now, it's actually crazy this popped up on my timeline. Because we know Ronaldinho is literally a GOAT. So, I was wondering why people really don't talk about him no more. I was wondering what was going on. So I didn't know that this happened. So I definitely need to react to this video. Let me know in the comments. How do y'all feel? Where did he went wrong? We gonna check it out, bro. You know what I'm saying? So hey, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Also too, I have made a Patreon, so we will have exclusive football reactions. We can react to actual documentaries about these players. Literally anything, bro. All the reactions, game reactions, stuff I can't even post on YouTube, we can do on Patreon. Link in the description and pinned comment.
Legal problems, half a year in prison, and a bank account holding less than $7.
What?
Sadly, Ronaldinho's golden retirement has instead been a total train wreck. He was worth $90 million when he retired in 2015, although despite having a salary of nearly $300k per week, Ronaldinho showed through a Coca-Cola sponsorship he was absolutely atrocious at handling his money. Coke paid him $750k per year under one condition, that whilst in public he'd only drink their beverage. Well, just a couple of months after signing the deal, Ronaldinho instead promoted Coke's biggest competitor.
What the
Coca-Cola ambassador shot himself in the foot when he rocked up to a press conference sipping on a can of Pepsi. As a
like, bro, first of all, as a sports person, you should be drinking water or something healthy in general. Okay, so you shouldn't even be getting caught drinking no other pop, because you're not supposed to be drinking pop anyways. That's number one. Number two, if you are gonna drink pop, you gonna yeah, like, it's like, bro, okay, yeah.
When he rocked up to a press conference sipping on a can of Pepsi.
Wow.
As a result, Coke dropped him and stated the sponsorship had become embarrassing, assisted by Ronaldinho's poor performances on the pitch, as he'd become more interested in throwing wild parties. In one example, he was scheduled to play against Man United, but instead the night before, partied in a bar until 3 AM. A Barcelona board member added, Ronaldinho plays bongos until 2 in the morning every night. Everyone knows we have a discipline problem. Ronaldinho's getting older, partying all the time. How do we stop it? Well, stopping Ronaldinho's...
Damn, no, he didn't even put this part in it. Look what it say.
Older, partying all the time.
Trying to suck Messi. So Ronaldinho, you mean to tell me, not only are you playing with balls until 2 in the morning every night, now you trying to suck up Messi? You trying to suck like, bro, why... Ronaldinho. What's going on, bro? And like on the field, he's amazing. And it's crazy how every like sports person go through the same thing. Like they all be partying. Like, why is that just such a big thing? Why do people want to party so much? Like, I never understood why. It's like, is it Diddy parties? Like, what party? Like, is parties that fun? Is it that fun? Let me know in the comments. Is parties that fun, bro? That fun.
How do we stop it? Well, stopping Ronaldinho's partying was basically impossible, as he even negotiated a nightclub clause into one of his contracts, allowing him to party at least 2 nights per week.
What the fuck?
Incredibly, he wound up breaking the contract, as 2 nights of partying simply wasn't enough, justifying his actions by
2 nights of party. People go to a party once a week, like Saturday, maybe twice. You know, if it's a lit weekend, whatever. You know. But normally on a normal weekend, it's 1 party, bro. Okay, 1 party. 2 per week, and you mean tell me you want to do even more than that? What are you do?
2 nights of partying simply wasn't enough, justifying his actions by stating a football player has to have a normal life, as a person and as a sportsman. But according to his teammate Jerome Leroy, this lifestyle was seriously hurting his skills. Ronaldinho didn't train any day of the week and would just turn up on a Friday for the game on Saturday. I think he was trying to follow in the steps of Romario, who would also go out every night, but he didn't have the same success. Without a consistent training regimen, Ronaldinho began to experience constant injuries. Beginning in March 2008, he was off the field for 1 full year, missing 30 different games, coming from 4 different injuries. In the meantime, Ronaldinho started gaining weight.
Bro, in his drawers and shit. What are you in your drawers around kids for, bro? Why are you in your drawers around kids? You mean to tell me you ain't got nothing else? You decided to pull up to the beach, booty butt naked, around these little ass kids, bro. No shorts, no nothing.
Weight, for which he was clowned on by the media. One article wrote, over the past year, Ronaldinho hasn't looked like the player who led Barcelona to 2 straight league titles. Another article mentioned the former best player in the universe has already become an increasingly distant memory for the Brazilian national team, and true or not, gets frequently described as past it without much debate. In 2002, Ronaldinho helped carry Brazil to a World Cup win, but by 2010, he wasn't even chosen to play on the team at all. Understandably, Ronaldinho wasn't happy, believing he was now better than ever, stating, "I'm back now to how I was. In fact, I think I'm even stronger now. Everything seems easier now. I want to play in a further 2 World Cups." His harsh World Cup rejection forced Ronaldinho to get back into shape. A forum post from 2012 titled "Ronaldinho goes back to 2004/05 weight" explained apparently he's now gone back to his ideal weight of 80 kilos. On top of this, a Goal.com article proclaimed Ronaldinho is officially back among the world's best, although as you might expect, this didn't last long. Throughout 2013, Ronaldinho missed another 24 games, resulting from 2 separate injuries. He therefore again wasn't selected for Brazil's 2014 World Cup team, and by 2015, at the age of 35, Ronaldinho's career was pretty much finished. He'd signed an 18-month contract with Fluminense, although after failing to score in 9 games and being booed by his own fans during a league game, Ronaldinho's contract was terminated after only 2 months. The club publicly announced, "We were straight with him and told him it wouldn't work for us, so we decided releasing him was the right thing to do. We are somewhat frustrated. When he arrived, we expected he could do for us what he did for so many other clubs. That's what you think when you sign a player. He didn't do well in Mexico, but we took our chances by bringing him back to Rio, thinking he would do well again." Ronaldinho clearly didn't, but he now had $90 million to retire very comfortably. He'd hire his brother Roberto to be his manager, who confirmed Ronaldinho's retirement, stating, "He has stopped, it is ended. Let's do something pretty big and nice," after the Russia World Cup, where Ronaldinho was spotted looking extremely happy. Behind the scenes, however, his life had already begun to fall apart. Ronaldinho used his earnings to purchase 57 properties,
God damn,
okay, a lake house in the riverside city of Porto Alegre. From the house, he built a wharf and dock without realizing it was totally illegal. As a result, he was fined $1.7 million.
You can't build a dock on your own house? Bro, what? Girl, you can't do shit.
He built a wharf and dock without realizing it was totally illegal.
Porto Alegre?
As a result, he was fined $1.7 million.
Bro, what? Why can't you build a dock?
Ronaldinho refused to pay. It was then revealed he also owed a further $2 million in unpaid property taxes, and as a result, Ronaldinho has had 57 properties seized and his Brazilian and Spanish passports confiscated over unpaid taxes and fines. Ronaldinho haggled the fishing fine down to $1.5 million, but ultimately still failed to pay leading the Brazilian government to permanently take he and his brother's passports. Now,
and
this
his
was
brother?
extra inconvenient, as they wanted to take a holiday down to Paraguay, so they devised a genius plan. Create a fake Paraguay passport for one of Brazil's most famous people, known for playing on the Brazilian national team.
You gonna make a fake pass? Are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking dumb? Are you dumb?
Devised a genius plan. Create a fake Paraguay passport for one of Brazil's most famous people, known for playing on the Brazilian national team. As he tried to enter Paraguay, Border Protection obviously noticed him instantly, placing Ronaldinho in jail awaiting trial. Imagine not only being one of the most famous footballers in the world, but also one of the most unique looking ones, and trying to use a fake passport in South America. Bravo, Ronnie, but wait, it still gets dumber.
No,
it is unclear
no.
why the former footballer entered Paraguay using the passport, considering Brazilians can enter the neighbouring country using their national ID card.
He didn't even need to do it?
Ronaldinho could have gone to Paraguay without using a passport at all. To add a cherry on top of the cake, Ronaldinho claimed he didn't know the passport was fake and believed he had been given his Paraguayan passport as a gift, assuming it was an honorary type document of no real value, and gave it to an official without thinking when he reached Paraguay, because it was the first thing he got out of his bag.
Nah, that's some bullshit.
Even roasted by his own lawyer.
That was nah.
Ronaldinho wasn't aware that he was committing a crime because he didn't know they were fake documents. He's stupid. Second, and Ronaldinho was jailed for almost half a year. Whilst inside, the prison hosted a futsal tournament, leading teams across the prison to row with one another over which would have Ronaldinho on their team. He'd win the final game by scoring 11 goals, eventually leading a judge to conclude there is no indication that he has any personal characteristics or criminal behaviour that would put society at risk, and Ronaldinho was therefore released from prison with a $200,000 fine. However, he had no hope of paying this. In fact, the reason he and his brother initially had their passports seized was because an investigation into their bank accounts revealed a balance of just 24.63 Brazilian real, or $6.59. Ronaldinho's plan to rebuild his life was to launch a cryptocurrency, releasing the Ronaldinho Soccer Coin project, which gained a 61 Instagram followers. With the coin failing, Ronaldinho instead promoted other shady crypto projects, always being met with understandable critique. Is this a translation for "you are bankrupt again"? In case you forgot, here are all the crypto projects you pump and dumped over the years, only leading to even more problems. Ronaldinho denies part in alleged 61 million crypto scam.
No, stop.
His likeness had been used to promote a cryptocurrency, which promised a return of 2% per day. After the crypto inevitably turned out to be a scam, Ronaldinho was brought before the government, although he claimed he was never partnered with the company, and it used his name and image without his authorization, arguing he was also a victim of the purported scheme. But Ronaldinho took this photo specifically for the company, and also had a history of involvement in these kinds of shady projects. Additionally, Ronaldinho had failed to appear before 2 previous hearings related to the inquiry. He said weather conditions meant he was not able to attend. His involvement is up for interpretation, but it seems he was sufficiently rattled as he pivoted to promoting traditional products where he'd only experience even more issues. Ronaldinho Instagram. This is a sad time for anyone who likes Brazilian soccer. It's hard to find the energy to watch the games. This is perhaps one of the worst teams in recent years. It has no respectable leaders, just average players for the most part. I've never seen a situation as bad as this. I repeat, our performance has been one of the worst things I have ever seen.
Got a million
it's
likes.
A disgrace. The post was shared to Reddit and people weren't happy. Criticism is fine, but straight up quitting on the national team in an official post is something to say the least. Imagine your idol saying that about you and your teammates, killing their confidence. Well, only one day later, Ronaldinho returned to Instagram, revealing the nasty message was actually an ad. I would never abandon Brazilian football, never. And I would never say the things you saw. In fact, these words came from real Brazilian fans. They are real comments I saw on the internet. Guys, what our boys need is support at this time. That's why I joined Rexona in this movement. We are asking everyone to send messages of support. Hashtag Rexona does not abandon you. He's damn broke, isn't he?
Yes.
Ronaldinho's finances haven't been discussed recently, but
private
judging
jet.
by photos of him taking private jets, it seems he's rebuilt his life at least to some extent.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. Ronaldo, what? How did you go literally from the top of the world to the bottom of the world? How does that even happen, bro? How, bro? Why did all these things happen to him? I think first it started with him not paying taxes, which number one, bro, especially if you got money, you have to pay your taxes. You cannot avoid taxes, bro. Everybody tries to do it. You cannot avoid taxes. Pay your taxes. I think it all started with that. You not trying to pay niggas, bro. Pay. Just pay it, bro. It's okay. It's okay, bro. This nigga literally just sold his own life. How did you sell out on your own life?